Nagato. Got no father like I'm Naruto. Keep the blade on me, Ichigo. Who really wanna go toe for toe? GTR from Tokyo. Diamonds whipping up on the stove. Lucky man like a 4-leaf clove. Diamonds wanna go.
Hello everyone, this is Nagato Revenge. Hope you guys are having an awesome day for today. In today's video, I have something pretty exciting to tell you guys about. For just yesterday, they basically released a PlayStation 1 emulator, and in this video, I'm going to be showcasing on how to run PlayStation 1 games on your modded PlayStation 4 with PCSXR, the actual emulator that was ported over from the PC to the PS4. With that being stated as well, if you guys could go ahead and follow my social media so you know the latest hacking guides and tutorials for my channel, so you won't miss any updates in the latest hacking scenes for your favorite consoles like PS4, PS3, such and so forth. And as well, if you guys do want to keep in touch and join my own community, I basically have my official Discord via right here. So in my community, you can meet new people from the hacking / modding scene. You can get the latest hacking guides for your favorite consoles and stuff like that. As well, you will have access to useful homebrew with download links and other people that can help you grow in your knowledge in terms of modding your favorite systems. As well, if you do want to support my channel in any shape or form, you can feel free to donate via my PayPal. You can either type in a URL link right here, or you can check in the description below. And most of that money will, or if not all, will go to straight up back to my channel. So help me, with things like recording devices, buying a better capture card, and just other things that I would need to, make my channel grow. So if you guys ever wanted to donate to me, that's where the money will go for that. But with that being stated and all out the way, we're going to go ahead and get started on the prerequisites and things you'll need for this video. And of course, anything that I state will be in the download description below. So of course, you need a modded PlayStation 4 that is on firmwares either 1.76, 4.05, 4.55, or 5.05. And I can't stress this enough, you cannot do this on firmwares higher than 5.05. So if you're on the current firmware or higher than 5.05, unfortunately you cannot do this until there is a further exploit that is public to the scene. As well, you need a Windows 10 PC. You also need this PSX.PKG file. This is the actual emulator itself. And as well, you need any PlayStation 1 game. Note, this is a very early build and games may run into issues such as audio / graphical implications. So it's kind of in its very early stages, so don't expect anything like full-on RetroArch and stuff like that. With that being stated as well, I just want to list some useful tips and just some stuff you should know before installing this onto your PlayStation 4. So one of the things that you need to know is, as of right now, for the port of the PSCXR emulator, you can only play one game of choice. And what I mean by that is you can't have like a ton of games on your USB flash drive or onto your basically your PS4. You have to have a USB connected into it, and as well, the file format of those games have to be in bin and queue, so they can't be in .ppp format or whatever the other PlayStation 1 game formats that they have out there and such like that. So I'll explain a little bit more about that step and along the two things I just stated in the actual PC tutorial. But as well, from testing this, I have my best chance with FAT32 USB drives, only working with this method. So I tried my exFAT, like a 500 gigabyte hard drive. I'm not too sure if it was because it was on exFAT or whatever, but it didn't run well. But when I tried my FAT32 2.0 USB, it basically worked for this process. So it probably, when further updates comes for this, it will be fixed, and you could probably add a bunch of games. But as of right now, you can only do one game at a time, which is kind of sucks. But it's in early stages. I'm even glad that we have a PlayStation 1 emulator on our PlayStation 4s. Before I even end this part of the intro, I just want to give a special thanks out to Znullptr. Sorry if I butchered your name. And also, I just want to give credit out to Markus just for like the co-release, and also just for y'all guys helping out the development and releasing it to the scene as of yesterday. So shouts out to both of y'all guys and anybody who has helped with that development as well. And if I don't don't know your names, shouts out to you too. All credit goes to you. And I just want to give a special thanks to my fans and supporters. I'm about to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I really thank you all for, you know, supporting my stuff since day one and asking so many great questions and building a community. So I thank you all for, you know, watching my stuff on a daily basis. With that being stated, I'm gonna go ahead to the PC and show you guys on how to do this. So meet you guys there. Alrighty guys, so assuming that you did follow all the prerequisites as stated in the intro, we could go ahead and get started on the PC portion of this tutorial. So as shown here on my desktop, I have two files. I basically have my PSX.PKG, which is the emulator itself, and as well I have my game of choice, which is going to be Gran Turismo. For today I'm going to be showcasing. Just to state and just to get some things out of the way before I show you guys on how to do the full process, I'm just going to be talking about the compatibility to most games and emulation. So it's really unknown as of right now which games really work with this, and I've heard around Twitter and stuff like that some developers and just people from the community are trying to create a compatibility list so we know which games work and which games doesn't really truly work with this method. And hopefully there will be updates and patches for the PCSXR emulator port, so we can, you know, play all of our favorite PlayStation 1 titles and stuff like that. From what I've tested myself, the Gran Turismo, there are some audio implications, and I'll be showcasing that in the video today, just to kind of show on how the state of the emulation is with this port. But there will be two other games I will be talking about and showcasing, which is going to be Crash Bandicoot and also Tekken 3 on the live screen, just to, you know, showcase how well it runs on the emulator itself. But I won't be doing any commentary. I'll just be, you know, playing around for like maybe one round fight in Tekken 3 and Crash Bandicoot. I may do a full level just to kind of showcase on, you know, how well the emulation is. But with that being stated out the way, we could go ahead and get started basically doing the full steps on the PC. So the first thing what we need to do is just go ahead into our file explorer and finding our USB drive. So here's the USB drive I'm using right now. We got to make sure our USB drive is formatted to FAT32, because I had some issues doing this with an external HDD device that was on exFAT. So right now, if you just right click over your USB drive and go in the file system, your thing should state that it's FAT32. So if your thing is on FAT32, you could go ahead and skip this step. But if it's not, what we need to do is go ahead and change that. So what we need to do is back up any data and files that you do care about on your USB drive or flash drive, back it up to your PC or on a secondary USB drive. And then once you know, have that all done, you could go ahead and go into format by right clicking over your USB drive. For your capacity, make sure it's on the highest one. For your file system, if you're on NTFS or exFAT, go ahead into FAT32. Your allocation unit size, scroll all the way up to default allocation. For your volume label, it doesn't matter, you can just name it anything. The only reason why mine's name was Sony, because I was doing a PlayStation Classic tutorial, and that's basically how you have to do that for that process. But anyways, make sure for your quick format as well, just label this or basically have this toggled on, and then go ahead and hit start and OK, and then basically it will reformat your USB to be on FAT32. And then the way you can verify that once you do that process is just going into properties and then seeing your file system state as FAT32. So assuming that your guys understand that process from there, all you would have to do is just go ahead and take your game and your PKG and transfer it over to your USB drive. And then what I'm going to do here is just pause the video and let this transfer it over. And then there's one more step we need to do on the USB drive before we go to the PlayStation 4. So I'll meet you guys back for that process.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, so as shown here, all of my content's basically transferred over to my USB drive. What we need to do now is take our game and we need to rename it as game.bin. So it cannot be named you know, your original game name. So for example, it can't be Gran Turismo. So the way on how to change that is just to right click over it, go to rename, and then all in lowercase, just name it as game.bin. And now we're basically done for the PC portion of our tutorial. So what we need to do now is just go ahead and safely eject our USB out from our PC. So that's what I'm doing right here. And then once we do that, right now we're going to go ahead and plug it into our PlayStation 4, and then we're going to go ahead and run our hen payload, whether with Lazarus DNS or X Project 1.56, whatever your choice of method is. And then we're going to go ahead and install PSX.PKG so this process can work for y'all guys. So meet you guys back onto the PlayStation 4. Alrighty guys, so as shown here, we're back onto the PlayStation 4, and I'm already hovering over PCSXR, which is the emulator we're going to be using. But before we even get this installed, we're going to have to enable hen. So right here, I'm going to go into my settings, into my user guide again, and then I'm gonna go ahead and install X Project, or basically run the actual hen payload. If you do not know how to do this, I just released a video as of yesterday. I'll probably put it in the card and a link in the description below on how to set this up for your 5.05 PS4 to basically run any payload of your choice. But once you're finished and you basically ran your payload of choice and your USB is in, what we need to do is scroll all the way down into debug settings, go into game, go into package installer, and then install our package. Since I already installed it, I'm just going to go ahead and redo it. But right now, what I'm going to be doing here in a second is just going into PCSXR, the actual emulator, and then basically you're going to see Gran Turismo running right now in real time. So yeah, here is Gran Turismo on the PlayStation 4, and as you could tell, this is not, you know, clickbait or anything. I'm actually on my PlayStation 4, and then I'm just going to go ahead and showcase some of the game. So as shown here, you see there are some minor like graphical issues and stuff like that. But what I'm going to do here now is just end the commentary, and then I'm just going to go ahead and showcase some gameplay for Gran Turismo. I'm going to do a race. The next game I'm going to be doing is Crash Bandicoot, and then the last but not least, I'm going to be doing Tekken 3. So y'all guys could go ahead and enjoy that, but I'm not going to be doing any commentary, so I just want to, you know, showcase the pure emulation of how well this runs on the PlayStation 1. So I hope you guys enjoy this part of the video.
Round 1. Fight! Round 2. Fight! You win. Final round. Fight. You win. Round 1. Fight! Round 2. Fight! You win.
Hey guys, it's me Nagato. If you did enjoy this video for today and did learn something, it would mean the world to me if you could just go ahead and leave a like on my channel and be sure to subscribe so you'll never miss the latest hacking content for your favorite consoles. With that being said, my name is Nagato and I'm signing out. See you guys next time in the next video.
Of course, I love the llamas.
Nice and silky smooth.